Okay, so there is a man, a non-believer, that has been making a case against what I'm saying. And I was listening to the majority of what he was saying, listening with an open ear. And then he made the error in making this claim, and I quote, he can prove that I don't believe in God. How? Here it comes. Because if I look both ways before crossing the street, that means I don't believe in God. Because if he has his best interest in mind, or my best interest in mind, then I should have faith and be able to walk across the street without being harmed. Alright, let me tell you the difference between this. The difference between believing and faith. See, I'm gonna send a comment to you, sir, so you can watch this video and understand the difference. I wholeheartedly believe that God exists, created the heavens and the earth and the whole universe that we live in, and that he sent his son, Jesus, who came to earth, lived a sinless life, died on the cross of Calvary for my sins, was resurrected 3 days later, and then 40 days later ascended into heaven, where he is preparing a place for me one day. I wholeheartedly believe that, 100%. Faith is different. Faith is when you start to build a relationship with him and start trusting in him. You see, I think it's Deconverted Man who made that comment. I believe 100% that you are a living human being right now because we've been communicating through the comments. But I do not trust you as a human. If I were to get to know you, I would slowly learn to trust you more and have faith in you. But let's just imagine that you and I are friends and we've known each other for years and you have never let me down, and I build in my faith with you and my trust in you. If you were to look at me one day and I'm trying to drive over a highway or a road and I can't see left or right, if I have trust in you and you look both ways and you say, "You're clear, come on," I will drive across the road. That doesn't mean that I believe in you or don't believe in you, because I know you exist. It's my trust in you that's different. Should we have complete 100% absolute faith in God? Yes. Do we? No. Our faith is tested on when you have a relationship with God and you give your life over to him. He will test your faith. That's what people would call, you guys would hear us call, trials and tribulations. They're a testing of faith. Let me give you an example of what happened to me where I failed. I was at a concert, and it was a Christian concert, and it was free. But they asked for a donation so they can continue doing these free concerts around the United States. Now, it was dark and loud, and I pulled out my wallet when they asked for offerings for this concert. Now, here's the thing. If I have a $100 bill and a $50 bill within my wallet, I usually fold it. And then the 20s and the 10s and the 5s and the 1s, I leave straight. So I pull out two $20 bills. Now, I can't see the money because it's so dark in the theater or the concert, but I know the 20s are next to the 100s. And then when I pull the two 20s out, before my hands could leave my wallet, a voice in my head, God, you'll be able to discern what is God and what is not whenever you build a relationship with him. He said, give everything but your hundreds. There were $3 extra that I didn't know what they were. There's 3 extra bills. They could have been 3 20s, which on top of the 2 20s that I grabbed would be $100. Now, mind you, I was stressing about bills, about money. So I freaked out and hesitated. And then when the bucket came around, I put in the two $20 bills. And I left those 3 other bills in my wallet. And as the bucket's going down and away, another thought in my head said, do not miss this blessing. Give all but your hundreds. And I had the image of my hands in my wallet. And then I hesitated again, and I didn't listen. About an hour and a half later, 2 hours later, the concert ended, and my wife and I ended up back in my car. And in the light of the dome light, like now, just out of curiosity, I opened up my wallet to see what those 3 bills were. There were 3 single-dollar bills. I missed my blessing and failed because I had little faith for $3. $3, and I lost a blessing. You know how Jesus says in the New Testament, "O ye of little faith"? People are tested with their faith all the time. Some have great faith, some have little faith. But you'll realize that when you start reading the Word and building a relationship with God, you build your faith up. We are flawed humans. Just because we have little faith sometimes and we fail, because Satan is always after us to lower our faith, to bring us down, to have doubt. And with our doubt and our failed faith at times, fuels the ideology like people like you have to say, well, then you don't believe in God. No, there's a difference. I believe God 100% exists. Every fiber of my body, that Jesus lived a sinless life, died for my sins, and ascended into heaven after being resurrected. My faith as a man wavers at times because I am a foolish man. Mankind is foolish. I hope that cleared it up. To make a claim that by not walking across the highway blindly without looking left or right proves that I don't believe in God. But let me tell you something. If I ever came across the highway, because I'll look both ways before I cross any road. But let me tell you, if God told me when I was crossing the road, have faith, walk across, I would walk across. There was that man in the Old Testament that his only son, he was told by God to bring him up to the top of the mountain and sacrifice him. And as he had his son bound up on the altar and raised the knife, an angel of the Lord came down and stopped him. And God was just testing his faith, saying, God wanted to know, is your faith in me, in love for me, more than that of your child? And that's the way it's supposed to go. In my life, this is how this goes in my life. And in order: God, my wife, my children, my friends, my family, my friends, my enemies, and then me. And God blesses me because of this. I hope you understand the difference between believing in Jesus and having faith. 2 different things. All right, you guys have a wonderful and blessed day.